Hey guys, it's your boy Adrian from Elite Educators, and today what we want to talk about is one of the most important topics on the SEA syllabus, which is perimeter. Perimeter actually comes in the subset of the syllabus block known as linear measurement. So usually we actually start by teaching kids different units of measure, which one would be appropriate for measuring different items. So we'll start by talking, I'll tell them, guys, pull out your rulers from the kits that we give them. Look at the rulers, the smallest, chunkiest, tiniest little measurement, that is a millimeter. And when you add them up, you actually create 1 centimeter, and then I'll actually go on to show them the meter rule, and the meter rule actually let them literally count it like 10, 20, 30, all the way up to 100 centimeters. So we go from millimeters to centimeters to meters to kilometers. So then I'll be like, hey guys, from here to Gulf City Mall, what would we use? Would we use millimeters? No, we would actually use kilometers. But we're gonna focus a lot on perimeter today. Actually, first I'll tell them a story about way back in the days when I went to school in Form 1. Our integrated science teacher, she gave us an assignment. She told 4 students to get 4 different measuring devices. The first was a normal 15 centimeter ruler. The second was one of those little triangular rulers from a geometry set, which only has about 6 centimeters. Then one student had a meter rule and another student had a huge measuring tape, the one typical in most toolboxes, PriceSmart toolbox. And what she actually made the 4 students do was measure the entire length of the classroom. Now the classroom itself was probably about at least 20 feet. So the first student with his small tiny triangle ruler, he took forever. He had to actually measure it bit by bit by bit. Second student with the 6-inch or 15 centimeter ruler, they took a little bit shorter, but they still measured it. Then when it came to the meter rule, it was easy to measure, and then the actual measuring tape, it was way easier. So that just shows that certain distances we need different tools to measure it, and it's the same thing with different units. So if we have to measure like the width of this marker, we would use centimeters, or even more precisely millimeters. So right after we tell the students about that, then we go straight into perimeter. And the reason why I'm actually doing this video is for these students who didn't make it to class either on Saturday or Sunday. So this is just a review. If you were absent, I know that cold is going around and it's terrible. Don't worry, I got you covered. So the first thing what we introduce is basically think about any zombie movie you've ever seen. Like for instance, well, a kid-appropriate zombie movie, or even in those games. The first thing the star would do would be like, guys, we need to secure the perimeter. So think about it, zombie apocalypse. And in that zombie apocalypse, they find the only place without zombies is Canaan Presbyterian School. Yes, that is the example I use in class. So we see Canaan Presbyterian School here, and the protagonist would be here. He runs into the school, and the school itself is secured by a fence. So we'd say this is the fence here. The first thing he would do, he'd be like, guys, we need to secure the perimeter. So the kids actually see exactly where we use that word first initially in daily life. And what it means is that if we have a zombie, so this will be the little zombie, he could actually get through this part of the fence. So the protagonist would go and he'll block up the fence with some old galvanized to ensure that they don't get in. So the first thing is, perimeter means the distance around an object, specifically the shortest distance around any particular object. So say for instance, we have a triangle. With anything in life, or with any shape that we have, there are different ways, there are different methods. So you could basically go from here to here to here, but the perimeter is the shortest linear distance around any object. So you could imagine it as if you start over here walking. Oh my god, this is turning into the Harry Potter thing. Okay, no, let's not talk about Harry Potter thing here. So if you walk like run, 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 that is the perimeter of that particular object. Now in the essay exam, we have two types. We have simple shapes and then we have compound objects or compound perimeters. So what we're going to talk about, actually one thing before that, perimeters actually referred to as a one-dimensional unit of measure. And the reason why, some people might be like, what? One-dimensional? Why? Especially if we're dealing with a three-dimensional object like a square, a two-dimensional object like a square. So, say for instance, we have a square just like this. Oh, by the way, I'm using actually face tracking on a DJI Osmo 3 gimbal, and outside is storming, so if the audio isn't that clear, that's why. And it's literally a gimbal tracking facial features, which is kind of cool, kind of scary, it's kind of nice. So this here is a square, and as you guys can see, I have the drawing skills of a 2-year-old, hence the reason why I usually let Miss Aruna, who is in all of the classes, usually handle the diagrams. So say for instance, we have this square. The perimeter will be each side. So say for instance, we label this side as A, we label this side as B, we label this side as C, and we label this side as D. If we just open this, if we break this square and we open it out, you will basically get a straight line. So here we have A, we have B, we have C, and we have D. So the length of the perimeter of this square is essentially a one-line, linear, one-dimensional unit. So the first thing we have to be totally cautious with is the units of measure. So for instance, in the question, they will give us the length of one side. So say for instance, we have this side as being 3 centimeters. The first thing that they tend to do in the essay exam is they try to give you as little information as possible. The reason why is that also in linear measurements, we need to learn certain key concepts. First key concept, and we usually have handouts. We give these students all of the handouts, so they have all of these concepts in it, plus we teach it in class as well. So double learning. The first concept is that a square has equal sides. Now, this is something that is commonly overlooked, but we have to ensure that the students fully understands this, because some students, they might know it in theory, but in practice, when they actually go into the exam, they tend to forget that. So say for instance, we have, again, this square. This side is 3 centimeters, so also this side will be 3 centimeters, this side will be 3 centimeters, this side will be 3 centimeters, and this side will be 3 centimeters. So essentially, to get the perimeter, all we do, just imagine we're walking around that shape. I don't want to make this video too long. I'll split it into sub-videos because I'm not too sure how much Facebook could actually take, how much megabytes of video upload or gigabytes. So I'll stop in a little bit. So essentially, with a square, we would just basically add it, and we have to pay attention to the units. So this square, the perimeter, will be equal to side plus side plus side plus side, which will, or it could be side multiplied by 4, because we have 4 sides. And the thing is, we have to explain to students that every single one of these formulas, they are correct, because if you multiply by 4 on a square, it is correct, and side plus side plus side plus side is correct. And we have students from way different learning styles. We have students from Grand School, TML, Asher, Picton, Avocat, you name it, even private school, Cedar Grove. So we have to ensure that all students are on the same exact page. So essentially, it will be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals to 12. But this answer isn't fully correct. Remember, we have units. So since one side was 3 centimeters, it will now be 12. What? 12 centimeters. Aha, got it. 12 centimeters. And in the next video, I'll actually show a little bit the difference between area and centimeters, because area and perimeter, because that is one of the most common mix-ups that students have. Anyhow, you guys have an awesome week. Again, what I'm trying to do is create these videos so students don't even need to come to our lessons. We just want students who really want that extra edge, who will have 2 teachers working with super small class sizes, less than 15 students, and winning prizes. So we work on everything from motivation to interpersonal one-on-one with students in every single area of the syllabus. Not just maths, language, or ELA, as well as creative writing as well. So anyhow guys, you'll see me in the next videos. Peace.